Now listen, okay, these are players that are not big names, but I'm not exactly sure where the Giants are going to be going this year, and I still don't know exactly what the cap space is. I don't know who we are keeping. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Now, granted, if we do perhaps say that we get that big bonus in salary cap, I think it would be, what, 195,000? Something like that. I think right now we're projected at 170 range, 170, not thousand, million. But you understand the point. The more salary cap that we get, obviously, the more potential that we have to bring back the players that we want to bring back, or I guess as fans that we want to bring back, and potentially the organization wants to bring back, such as Leonard Williams, Dalvin Tomlinson, things like that. Then things may change, and I might have to change this up. Now, this is if we are at the projected salary cap, and these are not the biggest names. That's kind of the point that I'm trying to make. Also, I feel like we might go a little bit more in the draft, but then at the same time, I wouldn't be mad at Allen Robinson, Kenny Golliday, players like that. I wouldn't be mad, but I'm not exactly too sure, and I'm sticking to this right now. I do not think that we are going to go after Allen Robinson. We might go after Kenny Golliday. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this. I could be wrong, but I doubt that Allen Robinson might want to come to the New York Giants. So this is a conversation for another fucking video. I hope you guys are still here. Let's go to contestant number 3, Nelson Agholor. Now, like I said, these are not big name players. These are not out of this world talent and the biggest names on the market. Okay, these are kind of under the radar, but they hold production and they have potential, in my opinion. Nelson Agholor, 27 years old. You might know him from fucking us up in the ass on Philadelphia. He did that a couple times. He was okay. He was okay. He is 27 years old, 6 foot, 198 pounds. He did go to college at Southern California, where I am not from. I am from Toronto, Canada. Anyways, drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round, pick number 20. Yeah, he's currently on the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, Zay Jones, Nelson Agholor, one of them, both of them, I don't fucking know. Some quick notes. PFF did grade him at a 73.8. Now, this is a bigger increase than the players that I have listed before. Zay Jones, Josh Reynolds. He did have his most receiving yards in 2020 for the Las Vegas Raiders with 896. I was about to say 896 receiving yards. I will say he is a little bit rough when it comes to the drop category. In 2020, he had 8. Evan Ingram had 10! 10 motherfucking drops! I think Nelson could iron out this problem. I really do think he can. I think that he can get a vaccine for the drop bug and everything will be settled. Basically, the coaching. I think that he needs the coaching vaccine. I think the vaccine is Joe Judge. I love Joe Judge. I fucking love this guy. He's high things. I have high praise for this guy. Now let's get into some pros and some cons. Let's go. Some pros. He is an excellent. I meant to say excellent. I can't fucking speak. He is an excellent electric route runner. But the thing is, when it comes to route running, it throws off the defense. And it kind of gives your quarterback that sense of, I know where he's going to be at this time on this exact play. I can trust him. Where he might not be able to trust him is in the catching department, which kind of collides. You know, it doesn't really mesh well because of the dropping. But you'll see why the 8 drops were so significant when the stats come up. But that is one thing about him that is a pro. An excellent route runner. Next thing, he explodes off the line of scrimmage. So he is an explosive player. He's going to be right off that line. And he's going to let you know that he's flying up the field. He's going to fuck you up on a slant. He's going to fuck you up on a dig. He will come on a comeback route. Whatever it is, he will do it. He has excellent, I can't speak. I almost fucked it up again. He has excellent agility and body control. So Nelson Agholor can generate yards after the catch. So he's going to catch the ball and he's not going to fall and just get obliterated. He's going to get those yak. And if you know, Golden Tate was actually the yak leader a few years back. I think when he was on Philly, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he's ever been that for the Giants. But that's what he used to be. The yards after catch guy. Nelson Agholor is that also. And if we get rid of Golden Tate, which I believe we do, we're kind of replacing him with somebody younger and somebody a little bit more explosive in that category. And we can line up on the outside and not have to worry about 2 basically slot receivers and Sterling Shepard and Golden Tate. Interesting, right? Stick with me. He also has the return ability, and I know Joe Judge is getting a fucking hard on from that because he was a special teams coordinator prior to coming to the New York Giants and being the head coach for us. He has that knowledge. And I feel like even if we don't take Nelson Agholor, he will see the potential in other receivers, potentially in the free agency market or even in the NFL draft, where he will want to take them for the return or the special teams contribution. Nelson Agholor can provide that for us also. It could be interesting to see, if we were to get Nelson Agholor, what Joe Judge would want to do with him. He also has good to great hands. His hands are very reliable also. So this will prove to be very good for us if he fixes the fucking drop thing. So are they really that good hands, or are they okay hands, or are they like shitty ass noodle? I don't know. What are they? We're gonna have to find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball. Okay, anyways. He does have quick feet also. So he's gonna do a little like, yeah, he's going to do some shit like that. And his character is very high. He has a strong work ethic. And I know Joe Judge is all about that. He wants a healthy locker room. So does Dave Gettleman. So does John Mara. They want all this for the team. And if we could get somebody like Nelson Agholor with strong character and really good work ethic, I feel like even if we were to bring in some rookies, I feel like he will be able to teach them how to be somebody who's healthy in the locker room, somebody who has that work ethic and will study, stay extra late in the film study room if COVID decides to fuck off. Even at home, study the tape. I feel like he will definitely teach them and bring them under his wing and teach them how to be just better people and better players. Now let's get into some Shaka Khans of Nelson Agholor. So there are concerns over his ability to consistently win on the outside. He does fit well in the slot. So yes, look, okay, bring in another slot guy. Is that really a need that we really have? It's really not. But I feel like over the years, he has gotten a little bit better on the outside. Slightly, I'm not saying drastically, but slightly. And I think why he got so many yards this year was because he was utilized a little bit more in the slot, but he was definitely used on the outside. Do not get that mistaken. He was used on the outside, but he is very strong in the slot also. So he's not a physical receiver. He's not going to be the tackle breaking machine. He's going to get tackled. Basically, as soon as he catches the ball, he's not going to provide that break right off of the tackle. He's not going to, he's not going to do that. He does have a bit of a dropping problem. Like I said, he had 8 drops in 2020, but we'll get into the end stats. Really not the best for our already lackluster department on the team already. So let's get into some statistics. In 2015, when he was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, started it in 12 games, played in 13 of them. Only missed a game. He had 671 snaps. He was targeted 44 times, 23 receptions, 283 receiving yards. He had 1 receiving touchdown that year, 1 fumble, and 4 drops. The drops were already started very early, as you can tell. Now, if we go into 2016, still in the Philadelphia Eagles, he played in 15 games, started in 14 of them, 883 snaps, 69 targets, 36 receptions, 365 receiving yards, 2, you heard me right, 2 receiving touchdowns, 1 fumble, and 7 drops. What the fuck, man? Really? 7 drops! If we go into the 2017 year, he played in 16 games, started in 10 of them, so he missed 6 games. He had 813 snaps, 95 targets, so this was actually his second most targeted season. He had 62 receptions, 768 receiving yards, 8 receiving touchdowns. So this was actually tied for his most receiving touchdowns in his career. He had 0 fumbles that year and 5 drops. So that went down by 2. Now, if we go into the 2018 season, he's played in 16 games and he started in 16 games. So this was the first season where he played in the same amount of games as he started. A full season. Now let's check the productivity of that season. 985 fucking snaps. Almost 1,000 snaps. 97 targets, his most targeted season. 64 receptions, so 2 more receptions than the year prior. 736 receiving yards though, so he went down quite a bit. Not quite a bit, he went down a few. 4 receiving touchdowns, 1 fumble, and 4 drops. Okay, drops still a problem, obviously. Going to the 2019 season, he played in 11 games, started in 10 of them. Had 706 snaps, 69 targets, 39 receptions, 363 receiving yards. That went down. This is still in Philadelphia. Keep that in mind, okay? Philadelphia, what the fuck? 3 receiving touchdowns, 2 fumbles, and 3 drops. 3 drops, you heard me right. That went down. That was his lowest. Okay, we're good here. But now, if we go into the 2020 fucking season, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Because if you don't know, now you know. Played in 16 games, started in 13 of them. had 731 snaps, targeted 82 times, had 48 receptions, 896 receiving yards. His most, keep that in mind, his most, almost 1,000-yard receiver. 8 receiving touchdowns, his most, tied for most in his career. 0 fumbles, but 8 drops. So he had 896 yards. That's a good amount. And 8 touchdowns. I feel like Nelson Agholor is a very interesting prospect that maybe the New York Giants or just any other team in general could be looking to get. And now look, these receivers are if the teams obviously do not sign them back to an extension. The players that I feel like who probably would not get an extension would be Josh Reynolds and Zay Jones. I feel like Las Vegas might want to bring back Nelson Agholor, seeing that he was almost a 1,000-yard receiver. He did provide 8 touchdowns, but also 8 drops. I'm not too sure how they would want to be looking at that and evaluating that, knowing that they have someone like Henry Ruggs III, Hunter Renfrow, players like that, and they might even get somebody in the NFL draft. We don't know. And now look, they could also let Nelson Agholor walk, just like they could let Zay Jones walk. Maybe they want to use Zay Jones and bring him back next year and actually utilize him properly. Potentially, I don't know. This is very interesting. This is where it gets interesting. I think that these are 3 players, well, 2 main players, Zay Jones and Josh Reynolds, who would probably not get signed back by their teams. And Nelson Agholor is somebody who is, I would say, a 50-50.